killing was usually sudden, uncomplicated, and violent. But sometimes more subtle methods were used, and murder wore a disguise. One such case would have remained unsolved but for the ingenuity and courage of one man. Rex Allen stars as the Frontier Doctor.
A year ago, Tom Warren was one of the nicest fellas in town. Then one day, he'd gone on a spree over to Elkton. The next day, he woke up to find himself married to one of the gals from the Golden Horseshoe. That marriage was the cause of Tom Warren's downfall. Everyone in Rising Springs knew Flo had married him for the money he was to inherit, and so did Tom's father. So before he died, old Mr. Warren changed his will, cutting Tom off without a penny and leaving everything to his older brother, Seth. After that, Tom kind of went to pieces. I'd always liked Tom Warren, but nothing I said or did seemed to do him any good.
Take it easy now, Tom.
Take it easy, nothing. He insulted me.
No, he didn't. Come on now, let me buy you a cup of coffee.
Let me go. Somebody's gonna insult me, I'll kill him.
Seth left orders not to serve him.
My brother don't know me. He ain't got no right giving orders.
He pays the bills, don't he? Gosh, Doc, I didn't mean to hit him that hard.
He's a sick boy, Sam. He'll be all right when he sobers up. Help me get him to my buggy and I'll take him home.
Sure, Doc.
Well, what happened? Tom found out his brother canceled his credit at the bar.
Who's that cause a ruckus?
He hasn't done anything wrong. I'll take him home.
All right.
Come on, Diddy.
We didn't know it then, but Sheriff Roberts' remark about a ruckus was the understatement of the year. Out at the Warren place, the real trouble was about to begin.
Going to the bank?
You know I am. You know I sold those horses this morning.
Well, while you're in town, better fish Tom out of the gutter and bring him back here.
He's your husband, I'm sorry to say.
I'll stuff those words down your throat someday.
Remember, you're both living here on charity. You made Tom a drunk, you sober him up.
How much has he got?
About $1,000 in cash. You can keep it all, Hal, provided you get out of town afterwards.
Don't worry. When I kill a man, I don't wait around town to answer questions.
out of it. Tom, it's your brother Seth. Snap out of it.
Seth? Seth! Seth. Seth. Seth, it's me, Tom.
Look, you've got to get to town and tell the sheriff. I'll take him on back to the ranch. You think you can make it?
I guess so, Doc.
When'll he come to?
5 or 10 minutes. He's sleeping off the opiate I gave him to set that collarbone. He'll be in pain for several days.
Who's that with Tom?
Sheriff,
Sheriff. What does he want here?
imagine he wants to ask some questions.
Why question us? Some outlaw tried to hold up Seth and got himself killed. That's all there is to it.
I don't know, Miss Warren. There's always a lot of questions in a case like this.
How is he, Doc?
He'll be all right. Identify the dead man?
Yeah. Saddle tramp by the name of Ziegler.
Hal Ziegler?
Oh? You know him?
Well, I ran into him once or twice over in Elkton.
That's mighty interesting. See, the way I figure it, somebody must have told him that Seth was carrying the money.
Are you saying I did, Sheriff?
You and your brother haven't been getting along. You did need the money, didn't you?
That don't prove a thing. Plenty of other people knew Seth would be going to the bank.
Sure. There was the man he sold the horses to and the wranglers who handled them.
That's right, Ed. Any one of them could have figured Seth was going to the bank this afternoon.
Just ask him.
You've asked enough.
Maybe so. Now, come on, Bill. You gotta make out Ziegler's death certificate.
I'll be around in the morning.
Thanks, Doc. Thanks for everything.
I gotta get supper.
I saw you and Hal Ziegler together yesterday.
That don't mean a thing.
Well, for my money, it means the holdup was your idea.
All right. So what if it was? By rights, it belongs to us as much as it does to Seth.
You must be crazy.
Look, Tom, he cheated you. He cheated you out of your inheritance. He treats you like a dog. He makes you sit up and beg for every cent. You want him out of the way as much as I do. Now, why don't you admit it? I did it for you, honey. I didn't want to tell you because
Get out.
I knew that you wouldn't go through with it.
You heard me. Get out.
Wait a minute.
Get out or I'll turn you over to the law.
You wouldn't dare.
Wouldn't I?
Be your word against mine. You've got more reasons for wanting Seth dead than I have.
It'd be worth the risk just to get rid of you.
Get away from that door.
Have you gone out of your mind? Put down that gun.
No! I ain't gonna let you wreck everything now.
By everything, I guess you mean killing Seth for his money. Give me the gun.
No! No! Tom! It was an accident. He grabbed my arm. I didn't mean to. It was an accident.
See you hang for this?
No, I didn't kill him. The gun just went off.
That's not the way I'm going to tell it.
Wait a minute. You say you're gonna tell that I killed Tom? Then I got nothing to lose by killing you, now have I? As a matter of fact, I got a lot to gain. I'll get all the money.
They'll hang you.
Oh, no, they won't. Because I'm gonna make it look like you and Tom killed each other.
Sign this right here, Doc. That'll close the whole case.
Miss Warren, here, sit down.
They killed each other.
Well, what are you talking about?
Tom, Seth, they had a fight. They're both dead.
Come on, Bill. We better get out there right away.
You can ride with me, Miss Warren. On the way back to the ranch, Flo told her story. Shortly after we'd left, Seth had come into the living room and accused Tom of hiring Ziegler to kill him. Tom denied it, and a quarrel had developed. Flo had tried to intervene, but Tom had ordered her to keep out of it, shoved her into the bedroom and locked the door. When she heard shots, she had climbed out through the bedroom window and came back through the front door and found the two of them lying dead. We found the room as Flo had described it. Seth lay crumpled by the locked bedroom door, but on the other side, by the fireplace, was only an ugly blood stain. There was no sign of Tom. Sheriff Roberts issued a warrant for Tom's arrest, and for the next 2 days, posses combed the hills in search of the missing man. As near as I could tell, I was the only man in Rising Springs who didn't think Tom was guilty of murder.
Have they found him yet, Doc?
No, they haven't. I'd like to talk to you.
What about it?
Well, aren't you going to ask me to sit down?
Oh, sure.
I see you keep the door bolted.
Naturally, I'm here alone now.
I suppose that's why you're so nervous and afraid.
I got no reason to be afraid.
Haven't you?
No. What was it you wanted?
What's the matter?
The window.
Tom! Tom! Wait a minute!
Don't come any closer, mister. I'm too tired to run anymore.
Have you lost your mind?
Stay where you are.
What's got into you?
Get your hands up, mister. I already killed one man, so I don't mind killing another.
You killed Seth?
I guess that's what his name was.
Yes, don't you know?
What difference does it make?
Seth was your brother.
My brother.
Don't you remember me?
I don't remember anything.
Amnesia.
What?
It's a loss of memory. Now, look, you better give me that gun.
No. I killed the man you said was my brother. You turned me over to the law.
But maybe you aren't a murderer. If you don't remember, you don't know that you killed him.
I'd be sticking my neck out.
Isn't that better than staying out here in the hills and being hunted down like an animal? Now, come on and give yourself up. I know I can help you.
I don't know. What did you say your name was?
Dr. Bill Baxter. I've known you since you were a kid.
Doc, huh? Look, Doc, do something for my head. Got a splitting headache. It's killing me.
On the road at the stage depot. He's trying to buy a ticket.
Look, I knew it'd just be a matter of time before you found Tom, and, well, I thought I'd go over to Elkton and see if I couldn't get a lawyer to help Tom. Tom? sheriff tells me he's got amnesia. I don't know nothing about amnesia. But if you're trying to tell me that he's crazy...
There's nothing wrong with Tom except loss of memory.
What causes this amnesia, or whatever you call it?
Usually a severe emotional shock. Sometimes a blow on the head. In this case, it could be either.
You mean to sit there and tell me you don't even recognize your own wife?
As far as I know, I've never seen her before.
I don't believe him. I think he's faking.
What would he have to gain by faking? Well, this way, he couldn't even prove he shot in self-defense.
How much time... Well, how long will it be before he gets his memory back?
It's hard to say. In some cases, amnesia lasts only a few days, and I have seen it go on for several years.
Yeah, well, he better snap out of it, and snap out of it quick. That circuit court is sitting here next week. If he ain't cured by then, he won't have much of a chance.
I'll do what I can.
Do you mean you can cure him?
As far as I know, there's no accepted cure for amnesia, but there's a man in Vienna been making some very interesting experiments with hypnosis.
Hypnosis?
Under hypnosis, your subconscious mind remembers what your conscious mind has rejected.
Well, what kind of hocus pocus you trying to pull, Bill? You don't know anything about hypnotism.
I'll admit I've never hypnotized anyone, but I've read a lot of books on it, and I've seen it done. I'd like to try it.
You serious? Oh, I don't know, Bill. That sounds mighty wild to me. Well, if you think it might work.
No. I won't let him.
Why not?
You heard what he said. He don't know nothing about hypnosis. I'm not going to let him experiment on my Tom.
What do you say?
It's all right by me, Doc.
All right. But if you're going to go through with this, I'm going to be there.
I was hoping you would be. I'll need time to call a Midwest mental clinic in Chicago for specific instruction and procedure. Suppose we all meet over at my place at 4 o'clock. Will that be convenient, Mrs. Warren?
I'll be there. Goodbye, dear. I'll see you at 4.
Well, here she is, Doc.
Let her in, Ed.
All right. Howdy.
I was beginning to think you weren't going to show up.
I said I'd be here.
We were just starting. Have a seat over there. I was just saying I have no idea whether or not this will work or what it'll prove, but I've given Tom a mild sedative to relax him.
You've drugged him.
No, I'm not drugged. Give the doc a chance.
And that means being as quiet as you can. Would you take off the handcuffs?
Is that absolutely necessary?
It's necessary that he be as relaxed and quiet as he possibly can.
All right, but I never heard of such a bunch of nonsense.
We have to keep the room as dark as we possibly can, because almost any little thing will distract the subject. You remember what I told you, Tom?
Yes, sir. Oh, to relax, let my mind go blank, and think only the things you tell me to.
You ready?
Yes, sir.
Now I want you to concentrate on my watch. Think of nothing but the lights that glisten and sparkle from it. You're all alone, Tom. Think of nothing but the lights. Your eyelids are getting heavy. They're so heavy you can hardly hold them open. You're going to sleep, Tom. Deep, wonderful sleep. Open your eyes, Tom. believe he's under a hypnotic trance.
Well, I don't believe it.
I can hardly believe it myself.
Well, what are you gonna do now?
We'll question him. A man under a hypnotic trance won't knowingly tell a lie. His answers may not be admitted as evidence in the courtroom, but they'll be the truth nevertheless.
Well, go on, go ahead.
What is your full name?
Thomas Maxfield Warren.
Why, you didn't even know that in his conscious state. I think he's remembering.
You go on and ask him about his brother, Seth.
Do you remember your brother?
Yes.
What happened the last time you saw him?
He was in bed. He'd been hurt in a holdup.
I mean, after that, Tom, what happened?
I don't want to talk about it.
Why?
Flo, she had a gun and...
Come on, Bill. You better catch her. You'll never prove Tom's innocent.
Wake up.
Doc, Sheriff, what am I doing here?
Sit down now. Everything's gonna be all right.
Flo, we had a fight about Seth. She pulled a gun to keep me from leaving it.
Flo's dead, Tom. Before she died, she confessed killing Seth.
Flo dead? Seth? What are you talking about?
Don't you remember that little fake hypnosis act we pulled?
In other words, you were faking.
Well, I'll admit I did give Tom some of the answers before we started, but you see, I never believed that he murdered his brother. And that left Flo, and she had a reason to kill.
Oh. And with Tom and Seth out of the way, Flo would inherit all the Warren money.
That's right. I suspected that Flo had murdered Seth and tried to kill Tom.
Oh, now I'm beginning to understand all this hocus-pocus business.
Will someone please explain to me what's going on?
Well, Tom, I gambled that sometime during the act I'd shock you into doing or saying something that would panic Flo into confessing.
It sure works all right. Poor old Tom over there, he didn't even know what was going on. Now, wait a minute. If all this was a fake act, how do you explain his snapping out of it and getting his memory back?
Well, amnesia's a funny thing. Sometimes another blow on the head will do it, and sometimes only time will take care of it. Then again, maybe I did hypnotize him. You do remember, don't you?
I'm afraid I do.
Come on, boy, we'll take you home. With his unhappy marriage at an end, Tom Warren gave up drinking and turned into a useful citizen. Genuine hypnosis will no doubt play an important role in medicine in the future. I don't know whether I really hypnotized Tom or not, but all I know is I won't try hypnosis again without knowing a little more about it.